VP people.
We are your hosts, Taylor and
Enrico.
This is Unfiltered Conversations
Global.
where we have the conversations that you want to have,
But you don't.
we have the conversations that you should have,
But you don't.
and the conversations that you overall just avoid. So jump in with us today for this episode of
Unfiltered Conversations Global.
Is VP people. Today someone has been making fun of me. You guys,
Never, it wouldn't happen.
You're making fun of me.
You didn't even know that the episode started. Come on, Eric.
Welcome to Unfiltered Conversation, guys. We are glad to have you guys again and talk about this interesting topic.
Well, we think it's
that-
interesting. Maybe you think it's incredibly boring
that
and you want
Taylor
to
is
shut it
going
off.
to introduce my co-host, Taylor.
Yeah, so this is Eric. I'm Taylor. Unfiltered Conversations. We're looking forward to diving in with you guys today. Today, we're going to be talking about different kinds of method of applying wallpaper. Just kidding. So today, we're gonna try to broach a topic and speak from our experience, not our full understanding or whatnot, because I know my understanding is going to be limited, and so is yours. We're going to be talking about how culture influences marriage, good or bad, and what limitations it puts on there, and if we should allow those limitations to be in place. So I think that everybody I know on that side of the pond in the U.S. is going to be way more interested in hearing about some of the practices here in Kenya surrounding marriage. So why don't you jump in, Eric, and tell us a little bit about how a marriage, you can even use yours as an example, like how a marriage between a Luo and a Kiku. Oh, no, I said it wrong. See, I'm a terrible person because I commonly confuse two tribes, Luo and Luya. It is an offense. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So, how a Luya marriage went pursuing a Kikuyu lady. Kikuyu is the largest tribe in Kenya, and then it's Luya. So you're second. So you're second going for first.
Yes.
So you as you say, you punched out of your league.
Yeah, it's all a strategy for votes. It's all to do with this.
Oh my gosh. Oh, can you imagine actually thinking that way in your life? Like that, but that's like the kings of old. They had to think like, no, I don't get to marry the beautiful and wonderful fun lady that I know. I have to marry this lady from across the field that will be an advantageous political marriage. Like what? Like in the movie Dune. Like what? Like, oh, that's kind of frustrating.
True. No, that's not on a serious note. But like, why not think about it like if we can divide it in terms of marriage, then that's good.
What?
So,
what? Get out of here, man. So, Eric, you're going to tell us about the process. So it starts off with you dating and you have to watch our episode on dating to understand this reference. It starts off with you dating multiple women. Now, honestly, you have to go back and watch that because me saying that seems like super chauvinistic and like, oh, what a pig. Go back and watch it. You'll understand the context and how he was honoring to all of those women in that context. And as soon as he became serious with the one, it was understood with the others. It was cut off, whatever.
All others.
No. Even before that, even before you made that commitment, you said, I'm going to pursue you. That means you guys are all done. We were kind of checking to see if it would work. And this is the one I'm pursuing. So you're at that point. Then what? How quick was it? You started dating and then you're like, okay, the next step that you would say is culturally appropriate was what and how long did it take?
Okay, before I jump into that, and since you're American, let me take you through processes of marriage in Kenya. We've got 5 types of marriages in Kenya. I don't know how many are there in the US. We've got we've got civil marriage. We've got Christian marriage, we've got Islamic marriage, we've got Hindu marriage, and then we've got the African customary marriage. African customary marriage is potentially polygamous. And Islamic marriage is polygamous. And yeah, those are the polygamous. Like if you want to be a polygamous person in Kenya, then you can have a union in those two. Now, let's go to this process of me and my wife and the Christianity and the culture and the modernization. It's an interesting journey. My wife now was more of reserved, and I was more of an open kind of a person who's gone through quite a lot of places.
Extrovert.
Yeah, extrovert. So the interesting bit, like while I was dating my wife, then my girlfriend, we were not talking about culture because we are in Nairobi. Nairobi is a cosmopolitan.
You're both born town.
Yeah, we both born town.
Born in the city, which means your tribal connections are limited in comparison to those who are born Ushago.
We did not understand a lot of tribe jingo. So we
Wait. Tribe what?
like tribe jingo, something. The tribe is
What is jingo?
Something uninteresting, as in tribe. I don't know how to say it, but
No. I want
that thing.
Jingo, as in like customs.
Not custom. It's just more of a fun kind, a word that I've created, a fun word.
Okay.
I know you don't.
You keep doing this and it always stumps me.
I know
you gotta
you
like
don't.
maybe raise your hand and do a funky hand signal when you're making up a word.
So, this is Eric. This is this lovely lady that Eric is attracted to. They are born in the city. There's nothing to do with tradition. But now it get to this point where I've identified this girl. Taylor said about dating, you'll quite get to know quite a lot that the process that I went through on dating her. So now this is this girl. Now I've decided this is the one, the person that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with.
Can I interrupt?
Yes.
Did you know before she did?
Did I know?
Did you know that she was the one you would marry before she knew that she would marry you? Have you talked with her about that?
For her, when I started dating her, because for her, dating, she got into dating with an end goal of marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for me also, I had stated it very clearly, I'm dating with an end goal of marriage.
But which one of you first knew this is the one? I'm done because this is the one.
I knew.
Before she did?
Before she did. I knew this is the one.
It was that way with me and my wife too.
Yeah. I was like, this is the one. And I'm ready to forsake all others when I go to the altar and say, this is the person that I want to spend.
Resetting the setting.
Yeah.
All the other ladies have been dropped.
Yes.
This lady is it. How long do you date her?
Yeah.
Before the next step is taken, and what is the next step?
The duration now depends on people. For me, which I think this will be another topic that we can talk about. For me, the reason why I did not marry her immediately, I had financial issues.
Oh, that's part of this topic, homie.
Yeah, I had financial issues and I was afraid. And I know probably some of the viewers who are watching this will resonate with me because there's societal pressure on their stages, which I'm going to talk about now.
Yeah, so
you need to go through.
You delayed getting married or taking the next step because you knew when you take that next step, all of these other things are required.
Yeah,
okay.
All those other things are required.
So in Kenyan culture, what generally, obviously in this podcast, you're going to hear us a ton talk about generalizations, okay? It's just ease of conversation and understanding. Obviously, we understand there's going to be exceptions on all sides, and individuals are individuals, and it's not a group always, but listen, there's going to be generalizations. It's ease of conversation, and generally, many times it's true. So what is a comfortable time for many Kenyans that it's like you date this girl for this long, and then whatever the stage is, because I know for different tribes it's different things. That the next stage is taken. Is it a month and it's like bam, or is it like a year, or? But it also can just be when you know, like you can meet a lady and that's it. Like I know everything clicked. It was great. Bam, in 2 weeks we were taking that next step. So for you, give that general one and then what it was for you.
The general one is when you start dating on that serious note, it's roughly between 1.5 years to 2.5 years. When you prepare, you go through the process.
Okay.
Because now there's
And save.
Yeah, there's there's the traditional process. If you're Christian like I am, and there's the traditional process where like you're honoring the parents of the lady. Now, that's a process because like it involves other people that have to come to this function, and they're the main people that you need to set a date where people can prepare and come for this function. So like you can't just do it instantly, like pa. You cannot do that. So for me, yes, now me being a Christian, her being a Christian, we met at church, and we fully know we are Christian, but like there's the bride price. I do not know if you guys have a bride price.
How long did you date?
I dated her for long. We dated for 5 years.
Mother of pearl.
Yes.
Holy Toledo, dude.
We dated
What?
Years.
That's not what I was expecting. Mother. Oh, my. Okay. All right. We got a bro that's taking it slow here. Good. Okay. So you dated for 5 years, and that's 5 years before you took the next step?
Yeah, that's 5 years. Before
Holy Toledo. Your wife is a patient and wonderful woman.
She is.
5 years, dude.
She's a patient person.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I see you weren't saying right away. I had to ask you like 4 times, and now I know why. Yeah. Oh,
but that was
my goodness.
The reason. There were many reasons.
Now we jump into. There was a delay. You would have wanted to do it earlier. But
because the moment I saw her and the moment I decided she was the one, I knew she was the one that I was going to.
Yeah, for sure. And then it was like, okay. So what is that next step? How did it slow you down? All of that. What was going down with that?
That time, like I was in a different country. I had gotten back to Kenya, and I needed to sort the educational part of it to be done with that.
Yeah, because you went to school in the UK, got your lawyer degree there, came back here, had to go back to school, get your lawyer degree, and in that time is when you met your wife.
Yes, that time is when I met my wife, and I did spend an extra 3 years in school here in Kenya. So,
oh my gosh.
So like that was to come because like when you do a degree from outside, specifically a legal degree, you come back, you have to meet the required standard according to the Constitution of Kenya. So I came and I had to go through that process.
Yeah, for sure.
So that caused the delay as well.
Yeah, we'll give you a year for that.
Yeah.
And still then, 4 years, bro.
Yeah. No, give me 2 years at
least.
least.
No, just one, dude. Just one.
And then there was now at least you're done with this. Now you have to figure, you cannot just bring a wife into a house and you're not sure on how you're going to feed her. And you have to figure out that part as well.
Providing.
So, providing. And it's a very important
So we'll give you a week for
part for a man. And that caused the delay. So all the delay aside, now we are done. Now we know this is the process. We've made this decision. We want now to
take the next step.
Take the next step.
The next step is?
Now the next step is now there's the African culture that you go through. Mm-hmm. Now if you're marrying a girl from a different tribe, you will observe their culture. And when they're married to you, they observe your culture.
So the process of getting married, you follow her culture.
Yes.
But then the rest of her life, it's your culture.
Yeah, they follow your culture.
Okay.
which is
You're going to get people whining about that one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so chauvinistic. Yeah. Okay, you got to pick one. Yeah.
true. But it's almost like a balance. You're following theirs, and then they're following yours.
Yeah.
It's just a balance. So now she came from this tribe in Kenya, Kikuyu, and before you marry a lady from the Kikuyu tribe, there's a process called the Rorashio process.
Say it again.
Rorashio.
Rorashio.
Yeah, even me, I got to know that when I was marrying as well. So it's
You
as
can say it perfectly, right?
Yeah, I can
Rorashio.
say it. Yeah, Rorashio. I don't know if I've said it perfectly. I know
The Kikuyus are-
I know the producer is Kikuyu
And he gave the thumbs up.
Yeah,
You're good
he
to
gave the
go.
thumbs
So if
up,
you're debating
so-
in the comments, you can go ahead and stop because he's been given
Yeah.
the good to go by a Kikuyu.
Yeah, and before now, I got to Rorashio. There's one called Kuhada Edege. I think I've pronounced it well. Now that one is
Kuhada Ethige.
Yeah, that one is booking.
No. Oh, I even got the thumbs up. Today is a good day.
That one is booking a girl.
Okay.
Yeah, showing the family that this girl is off the market. There's a tree that is planted that symbolizes.
Okay.
that it's
So
booked.
you have to unpack that part because we're not yet at the Rorashio yet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're at the
Kuhada Edege.
Kuhadege.
Yeah.
Where you and so tell us about that. You're loading up the car.
Yeah.
You're driving out to see her parents.
Yeah,
right?
now this one now you tell, like your lady introduces you to their parents. And now the parents agree and I inform my parents because this is a community thing. You cannot go alone. So the first one, like it's usually supposed to happen, you go with friends and you say you've seen a flower and you would love to pluck that flower.
I'm laughing because I know this part of the story. You just said you cannot go alone,
Yeah, you cannot go alone.
but you went alone. It's a community thing. You cannot go alone. I went alone. But in your defense, you didn't really know
Yeah.
that this was like, this is the moment, right?
Yeah, this is the moment. Yeah.
Okay, so you weren't aware of that one, but then when,
Yeah.
okay. So,
and then
sorry, continue.
and then I was corrected on how to do it, and then
When?
I did it. Like when I visited, I was told a young person cannot talk to parents, which makes sense because, like, okay, like you need
About such things.
about such things because, like, in our society, they are of heavy regard. Like they are taken like serious stuff.
Okay, so this is kind of a similar weighting of matters that you would find in arranged marriages in some cultures, where American individuals, right? It's like, hey, this is my choice. I'm going to choose who my husband is. I have to live the rest of my life. This is, of course, this will be my choice.
Yes.
I'm going to go out and look and all of this. The flip side to that you're pulling out now, and I'm interrupting and narrating because I know the gaps that Americans are going to be like, what? Wait, what? Like, not what? So the weight that he's talking about is that there's no way that I would be expected to negotiate and navigate this big of a decision without the influence of people older and wiser than me. And so that's what's kind of being articulated by the parents that no, we need to talk to wise people who understand these things better than you. You might be just thinking with your pants.
It's also a process of accountability.
So we know who to contact if things are going wrong.
It's not a game. You're doing like, this is a serious thing. You cannot just wake up one day and
you can't wake up one day, date a girl for 5 years, and then go meet her parents alone. Okay, so you went alone and they were like, listen, you've kind of made a blunder. Try again.
Yeah, try again.
And so then you?
So I went back and, I'm a Christian. I didn't know all about this. So, and she didn't know about this. She's also learning at the same time. Okay. Because
it's her first time getting married.
Yeah, she's grown up in the city. She's used to city life. So she's also learning. So we are all learning and we're not getting it right.
So no one was angry.
Yeah. No, it was a bit disappointing, but
Yeah, but they weren't mad, like throwing stones. They were just like, listen, you're kind of offending, but we understand because you don't know. Go try again. Here's what you need to do.
Yes.
Okay, so you left,
So
came back.
I left, now organized my villagers so that we
Your
can
homies.
go, my homies now, my uncle, my mom.
Oh, okay.
Because
your family went.
Yeah, my family now, the entire family. And now the mother also organized the family on the other side to come.
To what extent? Like uncles or all the...
Uncles now, like this one is a smaller one. Now this one, the Kuhadaidege is not big. It's slightly smaller.
It's the people that are actually close to the girl.
More of like the
Immediate family.
immediate family.
Okay.
More that like of immediate family, brothers of the mom, your dad, brothers of the dad.
Which in Kenya, maybe like 30 people.
Yeah, yeah.
So when he says small, he means it's not hundreds, but it's easily 60 to 70, right? Like,
Yes.
okay.
Yes,
now,
that was the number.
so,
That was
yeah,
the
exactly.
number.
Okay, so quick question. Do they bring their spouses?
Yeah.
Like when the uncle comes, he brings his wife.
Yeah.
Okay, does she have a voice?
The wife? No, they don't. Like,
Okay, now if
the father, that particular father, the father and the group, the villagers are the one that are going to take charge of this event. And the mothers, they'll do the cooking and also come and give some kind of blessing. But like the event is usually predominant, taken charge by men. Now, this was the first process. Now we had to go there. Like, this process was interesting because now you go book this lady now so that no other person can come and claim.
So, again, I need to interrupt.
Yeah.
You dated her for 5 years. You did not
Yes.
meet her parents the whole time. You did not
Yes.
book her.
Yes.
So someone else, maybe a childhood friend of hers, could have come and done this without her being there, saying, "I'm interested in your daughter. I'm going to go to Nairobi to." Could that have happened?
No, that cannot happen.
She has to come
She has
with.
to be there
Oh,
while
okay,
you're
so,
doing the booking.
I'm
So
learning.
it's not a surprise. Like, I cannot go there and find.
Nina Jarubu sasa
Yeah,
pana.
I cannot go there and find another tree, and I'm like, I thought I was the only one.
for real.
No.
Okay, Pole.
So we did that. So like this event comes, but this event has some unique drama around it because like now there's when you come, there's you pay for the gate to be opened. You pay something small. It's almost like the game.
But you're singing.
Yeah, you're singing. You have to sing.
Like literally, you arrive with your
Yeah.
whole crew.
Yes.
I've been to Rorashio before, but
Yes.
this is the one before.
This is the one before.
But you arrive,
This is like a mini Rorasho.
yeah, all on your little posse with your small party of 70.
Yeah.
And you're singing all in unison at the gate, saying you're saying there's a flower.
Yeah.
You're singing the songs, right?
You're singing the song.
that there's a
in
flower
your
I want to
tradition.
plug.
You're singing like now the two tradition like us, like it was now interesting. Those the outside Luyas were singing, inside the Kikuyu was singing. Now they come and blend
These
together.
are it's super pretty, by the way. Like
they blend together.
when I was there a friend of mine getting his Rorashio,
Yeah.
I loved all of these songs and the singing and the ladies, the ladies are like, but that is mixed in with all of the other ladies, and there's so much joy of like,
Yes.
this daughter is being pursued.
And it's a very honorable thing for
Yeah.
the parents of the girl because like the girl did not like the girl left the home properly.
Yeah.
So it becomes a prideful thing.
Yeah, an honor.
an honor to
we have done well
Yeah.
raising this one, and
Yeah,
she
we've
is
raised
even leaving us well. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So there's singing, and it's not like you owe them $10,000 to open the gate. It's just something.
Yeah, something. Yeah, no.
And
it's
maybe
something small,
they say
yeah.
it's not enough,
Yeah,
and
it's
you
not
have to
enough.
give a little
Again, you
more.
give again, like those games.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And for the Americans who are watching, you need to experience that to know the fun in it.
It is. It really is
you
because
just
it's
need to
playful.
experience that. Yeah.
It's playful, and the funny thing is, no, we have to continue on time wise. So
Yeah.
continue, Pole.
So that's the process that happens. Like now you come at the gate. Now you guys meet, you gather, we eat food.
Who provides the food?
Together for like this all. Who provides the food is the man because it's the man who's
You or her
Yeah,
father.
It's me.
Okay,
who
so you showed
provides
up
the food. Now you
Food
see,
in hand.
when I was talking about finances, you see, like now you have to prepare yourself for this as well, because like you're hosting them at their place, yeah, because you're the one who's convened for the grouping or the meeting,
Which is a little odd
yeah,
for Kenyans.
yeah,
Because when someone comes to your house, it's your responsibility
Yeah.
to feed them. I mean, the hospitality here blows Southern hospitality out of the water.
Yeah.
Like through and through. America has nothing. It doesn't matter. The family, you go to the family's house, immediately you're offered tea or something to
Yes.
drink. And then they also feed you. And so it's an out of culture, it's a different
Type of
thing
culture.
that he is bringing food to this family's house. It's
Yes.
it's a unique situation
Yeah.
that you would now be responsible to bring a meal to someone else's house.
Because when I was looking at it, sometimes probably they want to test if you are really capable of taking care of this.
Yeah, do you have the means to
Do
feed
you
us
have
all?
the means to
70.
feed? If you can feed us all, it means you can take care of our daughter.
Yeah.
Which I think probably that's how the wise men those who
Developed that tradition.
Yeah, when they developed that tradition. Yeah. So now that happens. Now there's this back and forth. There's the meeting now where now you come and state. Now, I as the person who's coming to take the girl does not talk. Now my uncle, my parents are the one that talk on my
They advocate for you.
yeah, they advocate for me. Like, our son has told us, and that's why we are here. And then that process happens. And then if it's agreed, now we set a date now for Rasho, now to pay the bride. Which, that was now the second stage.
Okay.
And we're Christian, like, we can go straight to the church, but there's now culture, which sometimes, like for the viewers, sometimes maybe they'll be confused. But like if you go back in the Jewish history, they had traditions.
Yeah.
And they followed those traditions.
Yeah, and even you, there's part of this process. There's parts of these processes
Yeah.
that Christians will cut out
Yes.
because it's not appropriate. It was
Yeah.
some sort of offering or sacrifice
To-
to a god or a
Yeah.
spirit that it's like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And so this process, as you're hearing, is very honoring for the parents.
Yeah, for the parents.
And even the bride price is not,
Yeah.
I'm buying this woman.
Yes.
Even Kenyans will tell you, you can't buy someone.
You cannot.
So the bride price, again, is an honor
Yeah.
to the parents.
To the parents.
That it's like, you have done a fantastic job raising this. And here we want to honor you. And the bride price
Yeah.
sometimes is represented in money, but it's usually represented with
Animals.
animals.
Yeah, like for the Kikuyu, it's goats, 99 goats. Now they value it depending on the season and the season and the type of goat you're buying, because like
It's always 99.
Yeah, there are 99 goats.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. And a goat is about...
It depends.
15 to 20,000?
It depends where you're buying that goat.
If you try to buy it from a Maasai,
if you're buying it
it's
from
300,000 per. Especially if you've hit it with your car, then it's
Yeah.
$1 million.
So it depends, but that one is usually more of it's more like, and you're usually never expected to give everything at hand, because that also is not respectful to the culture. It's because
Why?
it's a relationship. It's a relationship that you're building. You just normally pay partly of the bride price, and then you continue building the relationship so that you can't see. It's not like perceived like you're buying this person.
Yeah.
You're not buying this person. You're just appreciating the parents and the community for raising this person really well.
The other thing that I have heard, the other way that I've heard this explained, is that it's also the effort is to integrate this new person into the family.
Yes.
And to make that happen, you need to do things. And this is true, like even in the US,
Yeah.
like it's not like you are required to bring a gift,
Yeah.
but like you want to thank them. I don't even think I ever brought my in-laws something like that.
Yeah.
But like it's understood that you want to integrate into the family.
Yes.
And what I've heard, the way I've heard this explained, it wasn't for Kikuyu though. It was I don't remember what the tribe was, but the couple understood what the efforts of these things were,
Yeah.
and that it was when the family is in need, like if your in-laws are in need, you will help
Yeah.
because you owe them the bride price.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you don't owe the bride price, maybe you won't come.
Not really.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but the point of the practice
Yeah,
is that
it's
you
for the
are
community.
integrated,
Yeah.
and that you will continue to come, and that you will continue to pay the honor that is due the parents.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah. Okay.
And,
So
you'll participate in everything on your wife's side as
Yeah.
well. If there's funeral, you'll go to those
you
funeral.
go. Yes.
There is a
And when
good
you come, you
time.
bring something.
Yeah, when you come, you bring something. You bring some sugar, some
Unga.
some unga, like
Maybe a goat.
flour, maybe a goat if you want, or you can come and slaughter a cow. People can eat. So it depends. But the essence of it, which I find beauty in it, is the coming together, the games that makes, because like at times when you leave that place, some of those relatives become business friends. Some of them end up like now promoting other businesses that are of this side. So there's beauty in
Maybe
it.
we become business partners because now we've met, and I know
Yeah.
that you're selling this item, and
Yeah.
I have a market for it. I know I
Yes.
could tap into
Yes.
in Nairobi easily. So now we begin working together, and it
Yes.
locks the families even more.
Yeah.
So
Which helps
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot. And if I'm vying for a political seat, they can still vote for me.
you're back. You're back to it. Okay, so stage one,
that was
complete.
stage one complete.
Now, is the bride price set at that first meeting, at step one?
They usually don't. You just know that they required
You said it's 99 goats.
goats.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
But like you're the one that choose how much you're going to pay.
Initially.
Yeah, initially.
You say, I will
Yeah.
come with. Do you tell them, or do you just come?
No, you come with it, and then there's those games where it's like you're negotiating. This is not enough.
Go get more.
And then,
Yeah.
and most of the time, like people don't go with paper. They don't go with the card kind of money, the cashless money. You go with physical cash. That's like now they say no. Now here 10,000. No here. No. Add 5,000.
Okay.
So like it's a game that.
So
it's a-
stage one is done, and
Yes,
then
stage
usually
one
it's
is done.
set a month out or something where you do the stage two.
They give you the opportunity to set the next meeting,
Okay.
and you tell them, "I'll be ready to come for the next function in a month's time or 2 months."
Okay, and for you, it was how long?
Mine was like
5 years. 5 more years.
Yeah, but now when I started the process, I was bang, 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 bang.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
so you went 5 years, and then you did one, and then how long between stage one and stage two?
That was like a month.
Okay, so you said, I'll be back in a month, and they're like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
really?
said I'll be back in a month.
Okay.
They're like,
So they had the tent
Yeah.
ready, they had all of the
Yeah.
chairs lined up.
Yes.
Okay.
Like you do all those things.
They invited the community. You brought a larger portion of your family.
Yes. Now
And
this
you're-
time now it's a bigger group.
And who feeds?
Still the man.
So you are still providing for this whole event to be
Yes.
fed, and you're talking 200 people?
Now you're talking 200.
Yeah,
people.
200 people.
150 to 200.
Yeah, and it's fun. There's music, there's a DJ, there's an
yeah.
MC, there's an introduction of the family, there's an introduction of the family, and then there's the games.
There's the games because here, like with Kikuyu tradition now, they cover the lady. You have to pick the right lady. If you miss, you
Oh,
get a
yes.
fine. Which those are beautiful games, and I don't know. Our
And there's
viewers-
some cheating.
yeah, there is some cheating. Like
She's wearing red shoes.
your lady will tell you that.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Because they want you to pick.
Maybe she can shake
A
and you
certain
just
way.
know like a certain way, and you know this is the one. Yeah, because they sometimes they cover older women, and if you get it wrong, you're going to pay a fine.
How significant of a fine?
It depends.
Like 10 bob or like 200,000?
not 200,000. It's more of a friendly kind.
Give
of-
me 500 bob.
give me
And
500,
Now, does that
1,000,
fine go to the
2,000,
lady that was
10,000?
mistaken?
that fine goes to the lady that was mistaken. Yeah.
Oh man, if I was that lady, I'd be trying so hard. I'd shake or wear the same color shoes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make some money today.
But most of the time you just know because that day your lady is just dressing this amazing
Spectacularly.
spectacular dress.
Yes, it
And
is.
like that time it will be so hard for them to replicate many women that are dressing that in
Yeah.
that particular way.
Like
Chances of
literally,
you
it's like
getting
dressed
that-
to the nines, makeup done well, hair done up,
Hair
like
done.
dope.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all.
Yeah.
She's looking fly, like
Yeah.
through and through.
So, like, when that is done, like, you just be able to identify.
So you got her. You picked her correctly.
Yeah, I picked her.
How did
correctly.
she tell you?
For her, like
was the shoes.
We cheated with the shoe.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't cover the whole leg, so she left a bit, and I was like, bang! I know that. That's my leg. That's the leg that is going to spend the rest of my life
Kenyan
with.
in Swahili, leg means like foot all the way up.
Yeah.
So that's why he said that's my leg.
Yeah.
Because the foot and the leg it's connected. It's
Yes.
one thing.
Yeah. So that's the stage. Like on this stage, like there are the games that happen inside where like there's you buy probably something for the older men that are conducting that meeting, and then you also buy something for the clan, the older men of the clan. So those are the games that are involved that make it even fun.
Like so, what were the games and what did you buy them?
You buy them like for those like sometimes it's usually alcohol, but like on a Christian setting you normally go with probably soda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cases of soda.
Yeah, cases
Okay.
of soda
In glass bottles.
and then like at least you bring the parents some small gift, the sugar, unga,
Goat.
soap. Not goat. At this stage you don't bring those big things because it's to be shared among those
Okay.
ladies. You bring some lesos. I don't know how you'll say leso.
So it would be like a, what is it called? Like a poncho, but for your legs.
Yes.
Like, it's just a wrap. They can
a
easily
wrap.
wrap it anytime and look nice.
Yeah, and when you come to Kenya, many women, when they're in the outside kitchen, they put on those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the games that we did, and then now we pay the price. We pay the bride price, and
It's public.
yeah, no, it's not public.
The amount isn't. The presentation is.
Yeah, inside, they normally pick few men to go inside and negotiate for that and agree. And then when they come out smiling, you know there's good news. They've accepted.
Okay. Yeah.
the
Okay.
gift
So
that
when they
we've
leave,
given.
there's everybody sitting under these tents. They're eating. There's some
Yeah.
music. That's when the negotiating is happening.
Yeah, a few guys go in a place that is secluded, and then they go negotiate the price like and
And they
it
always end at 99 goats.
Yeah, it takes a while sometimes. Like for them, they'll say like like for example, it will depend more on how the grandfather did set the precedent. Like if the grandfather, after you pay dowry, sometimes some ladies will be like, okay, this is enough. I don't want you to pay any other dowry, but you'll be visiting. You'll be part of the family. You're part of the family.
You have achieved what the goal of
you've
this
achieved
is.
whatever we desired, and you've
Yeah, yeah.
honored us, and we are happy. So that process happens. Now, in African customary marriage, she immediately become my wife.
Because you've paid.
I've paid.
And you've paid, and thus you've entered the family.
Yes.
So then, but because back in the day, would you take her then?
Yeah, you
Okay.
take her. And even if the fact that I was Christian is the one that made me not take her.
Okay.
Yeah, because we agreed with her, we'll do this for our parents to honor them, and then now we will do what we believe in.
Yeah.
Now, now this is more of our part.
And I've heard of people that they combine the two. They'll do the Roaisio and the Christian marriage together.
Yeah, there are those who do that. They bring a pastor in that after they finish the Roaisio, those who do not want now to proceed with a white wedding.
What do you mean a white wedding? You mean
Like-
white people?
Yeah,
Mzungu wedding.
Mzungu wedding. The white gown wedding and all those.
Okay.
kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
things. Those who just want to kill it at that stage, and they can start. they can start enjoyment immediately.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man,
Because
that
they've
would be
been
so
waiting for
hard. Like,
long.
I've paid the price, and in everybody's eyes, we are married, but we're going to go do this other thing, and it's scheduled for 2 months out. Why would you set yourself up that way?
Yeah.
So how long was it till your wedding from your Roaisio?
Roaisio. So it was 2 months.
Oh, dude.
This was bang, bang, bang.
No, that is Bona. That's a long time.
But a wedding takes quite a lot of.
It does. It does.
preparation.
Yeah, I get it. I
Yeah,
get that. So
like-
2 months later.
Yeah,
And
2
in that
months
time,
later. In that time now you are from that time you're planning the wedding. From immediately after the Aurora show, you are planning the wedding now.
now Luya
Mm-hmm.
have different traditions about that official wedding, right? Now, did you go with those since the Kikuyu requirements were satisfied? Does that mean that the actual wedding day that we're talking about now, the Christian wedding, more tilted towards your traditions?
No, now that was more of the Christian marriage. Now the in accordance to the Bible now. Now
No, but in Luya or Luo, I don't remember which one.
Yeah.
As you know, I have a terrible problem. Like if you show up to the church before she does,
yeah.
or sorry, if she shows up to the church before you do, you have to pay a fine. Is that Luo?
That one is not more of a tradition. That was more of discipline because you don't want the bride worried.
Yeah.
You don't want them worried.
Is it
and that's why you.
So
need-
everyone does that?
Yeah, everyone does that.
Oh, okay.
The dude has to be there first.
Hey, okay.
You have to wait for your.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
even when she arrives, you still wait. She
Yeah.
just like sits in the car.
Yeah, she sits in the car and you're anxious because
And the MC is like,
you-
hey guys, let's go, let's
Yeah.
go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
because this is her moment.
Yeah.
Like,
She's going to revel in it. She's going to make
Yeah.
you anticipate.
yeah.
Okay.
So you have to anticipate. You have to wait.
And did you go,
Wait.
Ushago, with her, where her parents were? Did you do it here in Nairobi?
For her now, like her Ushago is not far away from
Okay.
Nairobi. It's just the next town, Thika
Okay.
town.
Okay.
So like we had to pick her from Thika town all the way to Nairobi.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, it was lovely. It was lovely. Now that's the process. Now you prepare that one. Now you also look for a good garden. Now you also now plan. Now this one now, if the Russia had like 200 people, now you're thinking of now more people. Now these are friends,
204.
neighbors. Now it's more than that.
Yeah.
Then our friends, neighbors.
And here's the thing that
Like-
I've seen happen at weddings here. Anybody that lives near the site you're having the wedding
Yes.
show up and want to be fed.
Yeah. So it's like in African culture, you don't restrict people when it comes to that. If food is over, like well and good. Like it's more to do with a good time, enjoying this moment with these people, and guys love
A
crashing
good party.
in. Yeah,
Yeah.
guys love crashing in. You'll get many people that you even
Oh,
do not know.
100%, Born.
You'll
100%.
even meet someone on the street and you say like, I'll be doing my wedding tomorrow, and they'll be like, can I come?
Yeah.
And-
And then they come. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
what your answer is.
Yeah.
Then they come. They know where it is. They know when it is. They'll come.
Yeah. And like now, after the Aurora show, now you've planned for the wedding. Now you do the wedding. Now the wedding, we did it in connection now to our beliefs. Yeah. Now how we wanted the wedding to be like after we've honored our parents. Still in the wedding, you're still going to honor your parents. They're still going to be part of it.
For sure.
And all that. But now they're the one that hand over the bride, and the groom as well is handed over by their parents.
Okay, so question for you, for curious minds are wondering.
Yes.
You called it a white wedding.
Yes.
Do you mean it's like mirrored after white people? Do you mean that it's the white dress she wears, or it's white people?
Yeah.
It's how they did it, so we copied
it's
it.
it's how they did it, and then like when the missionaries were here, they did, and that's why you see like most people wearing white gowns in wedding. This was because of what was the queen that did that for the first time. Is it Victoria?
Bro, I have no idea.
Yeah, I think it's Victoria who introduced that white gown. But you can do a wedding with
Do whatever you want.
any cloth that
Yeah,
you
for real.
want. But like apparently it's just like the white one is the one that
I know in our thinking, the reason
Yeah.
that we went with white at our wedding was because it represents purity. Like
the
these
same thing.
two are coming together and this is blameless. They are pure.
Yes,
They're
the same
coming
thing.
together.
The same thing it represents here, but like we're looking at how the introduction of it
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
introduced by the missionaries.
Yeah.
And it went on. Um,
But it's interesting though that even that you're recognizing, that's a white way to do the wedding. But it's like you saw the things that were connected with your faith,
yes.
and then what the reasoning that those things were there, and said, yeah, we'll still do those.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people would say, oh, just shoving your culture, your beliefs down other people's throats, and it's like,
Not really. And it was a beautiful moment when we got into that, because like that now was what we desired, and that's the point where I had to take my lady with me.
oh man, and you go home, and she is your responsibility.
Straight to honeymoon now.
Where'd you guys go? Okay, sorry. So you did the wedding. The dad walks down, gives her away.
Yeah.
Your family is there. Everybody parties. You dance afterwards, right? You have pictures. I mean, so very similar to.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
You can do a 2-day hotel.
where did you? So what did you guys do?
We did a 2-day hotel as we prepared ourselves to travel.
Okay, so you stayed in your hotel room for 2 days,
Yeah, for 2
enjoying
days,
one another,
enjoying one
as you
another,
should be,
as
fully.
you should be, yeah.
And then you went.
We just went somewhere nice.
Did you go to the coast? I don't remember.
Yeah,
You went-
we did coast as well.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we did coast.
No, you traveled a bit.
We did coast.
I'm trying to remember. We've discussed this. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Pole sana.
we did coast.
But yeah, so you did this a similar thing where you go out and it's just you enjoy your connectedness and,
Yeah,
and your
you're
new
connecting,
relationship and your
yeah,
new.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, lots of sex. I mean, that's a huge part of honeymoon, and that whole time, it's like. I have waited. I'm going to enjoy. Like we are each other's.
And
Your body
legally,
is
this
mine.
person is yours. And
Yeah,
you are
like
theirs,
you are mine. I am
and
yours. Like
There's no
Yeah.
shame. There's like, oh, wow.
yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah,
beautiful.
man. Woo!
Like, for
Anyway.
those guys who've not married, oh,
Yeah,
you're missing
and
out on that
It's
part.
true. It's true.
Yeah, and as in just doing this thing, like it's not stolen. Like everyone knows about this. There's massive honor around it.
Yeah,
as
and you don't
well.
have to disappear in the morning.
Yeah, you really
You don't
have
feel
to.
bad after both of you has satisfied each other. It's not like
Yes. Now what's it?
it's just
What
like
next? Yeah.
this is in the correct. It's in the context God designed it to be in, and we can delight and even worship in that.
And I know probably for the American viewers will be like, that's a really long process to get married. But like, yeah, that's for Kenyans will be like, yeah, that's the process. And those traditional are beautiful. The only bit I think that normally make them scary, in the past, it's your parents that used to take care of the process. But like, because of like now economical and financial difficulties.
I think that's the first time I've heard that. So in the
Yeah.
past, the parents would pay the bride price.
Yeah, the parents were the ones supposed to pay the bride price.
Would the parents also pick the bride?
Not really. Like now, that is now past.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the past now, the parents were supposed to pick, like they'll choose, like for example now with modernity, we are in cosmopolitan places where like we are not living in villages, small villages where like you know.
Maybe you're related to everybody in the village.
Yeah.
And you need to go elsewhere.
And like then your parents will pick
Okay.
someone for you, like that past, like you'll be told you'll be married. That's the part where people, like a lady will be fetching water in a river, and young men come grab her, and that was
This is fascinating. Like this
Yeah.
this part of history of Kenya
Yeah.
is fascinating
Yeah.
to me because it was you're kidnapping,
yeah,
but it's also like the lady's excited for it. So it's like, and sometimes she even knew
yeah,
that it was coming, that there was a guy that liked her, whatever, like she'd be going. And so it's this very, very, like it's hard to grasp it as an American. Like you would just go and kidnap a woman and then you would marry her. Like I can just hear so many people like, oh, how dare you? Like, so, but
it was beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't, whatever.
Like when we'll be talking about this culture in different contexts, there are many cultures, and like
Even within Kenya.
Yeah, if we were to talk about all of them, I think we will do this for even a whole day,
Yeah.
because we have 43 tribes in Kenya.
Wow. I thought it was 47.
No,
It's 47 counties.
47 counties.
Yeah, okay, that's where I was wrong.
Yeah.
So 43 different tribes. Yeah, and we're
and
talking
they
about one.
We're talking about one. We've not even talked about mine.
Well, yours doesn't
which
matter.
is different.
It
Mine
doesn't-
does not matter when you're marrying from a different.
That's right.
But if I was marrying from the same, but like they're not far off. Like they're not very far off. each other. Like there's a lot of similarities with the process of marriage across Kenya. Yeah.
So, okay, so let's, hopefully there's some questions about this.
Yeah.
Like, I know that there's maybe some stuff that even Kenyans are like, oh, you forgot this, you didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
Drop that in the comments. We'll explode that. We'll revisit this, like marriage 2.0 or something, whatever. So American weddings and marriage is much simpler.
How many types of marriages are there in America?
Bro, one.
Just one.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's supposed to be two. I thought so.
Yeah, there are two.
Yeah.
Actually, it probably will become infinite
Yeah.
soon. But we'll talk about the most practiced kind of marriage in America. And so you have the process where, like, I don't know. And my experience is limited. I've been married once in the Midwest. Where I met her in college and I met her parents rather soon. Like I met my wife, and I think within 3 months I had met her parents, right? And it wasn't a big deal because we weren't dating. And this is what I'm about to tell you is old-fashioned, okay, or very much so restricted to like a Christian tradition, a Christian approach, and that is when I was ready to date Bonnie or to begin a relationship with her that we were focused on marriage. I talked to her parents, and I probably planned it kind of poorly because she had this awesome artistic production, and that was like when I went and met with her parents. So I missed that production. So she was kind of mad that I did.
It's interesting that I've heard you guys don't pay bride price.
No. And you're jumping ahead of the game here, bro.
Let me not jump.
So I talked to her parents and I said, hey, listen, like, I think your daughter's fantastic and I would love to be able to pursue her with the intent towards marriage. And if that's not going to happen, then, then it'll break off, that type of thing. But they said they gave me their blessing to do that. And so I took Bonnie out a couple of days later, maybe a week later, and we officially started our relationship. And from that point on, it's very, so I involved her parents because I know that it's honoring to do that. I appreciated what they have invested in and who they have developed and grown as this wonderful woman. So I wanted to honor that and introduce myself and say I'm here with a purpose.
Similar to the ratio thing, but like slightly.
Not the ratio, your initial one.
Yeah, the initial one, Kuhada Edege.
Yeah, Kuhada Edege.
Kuhada Edege.
Oh, Kuhada Edege.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Kuhada Edege.
I had to learn that as well.
So I did that with her parents within like 4 months of meeting, 3 months of meeting. Actually, it might have been sooner, but and she had been dating other guys and all of that, and so I did that with her, and then we just got to know each other. We hung out, we experienced different things together, and came to the point where I actually knew before we were dating for sure that I'm gonna marry this lady. Like, she's pretty fantastic and she's awesome, and so. And then it was just kind of working on that relationship, building up, fighting together, learning how each other fights, all of that. And also like going out with other people, and it was great to observe like how other people have talked with each other and that kind of thing. Even to this day, it's still a big positive. And so, and then kept dating, kept talking, right? And then it came to the next summer, and I asked her dad, like, can I marry your daughter? And he gave me his blessing. So I bought a ring, and I was working that summer, and then she was out in California, which is where she grew up. And she had never told me, but she had always dreamed of being proposed to on this specific beach.
Ooh.
And
romantic.
Yeah.
She's a romantic person.
She is. She's a very romantic person.
Yeah.
And so I was flying out there, not because I knew that, but because I knew like this was a special place for her family. Her grandpa was there. They love it, and it's a beautiful area. And so I said, I'd like to do it on the beach. Is there a private one? And it was this one. And her mom coordinated to bring her there, and her uncle like drove me from I think LAX or Chino all the way up. So I got to spend time with him, and he gave me a talking to that is just like, hey, this niece of mine is very special to me, and there's this underlying threat, you know, that it's like do well or die, you know, kind of thing, where it's like just do well, you know. And so it dropped me off, and I drew this heart in the sand and put rocks and stuff there to be a big heart, and then they arrived. I hid around the corner, you know, because the beach had kind of like an inlet. And so they walked down, and her mom walked across this like treacherous part of the beach, which was very much out of her character because she has had strokes in the past. And so part of her body is not real stable. But Bonnie didn't like pick up that, like, this is kind of strange. God had planted a couple doing engagement pictures there. Yeah. So they were doing engagement pictures. So her mom said, oh, they must have taken a picture in this heart. Let's go take a picture there too. Right? So there's this heart, and she is standing in the middle of it, and her mom comes up and it says, take a picture. And then she's like, okay. And then she's like, okay, now close your eyes and like look up. And then I run around the corner. And so when she opens her eyes next, I'm standing in front of her. And she was just like, boom.
Love in there.
Shocked, you know, and then I get down I say some things to her, which she has no idea, does not remember any of them because she was still just shocked. Yeah. And so I then got down on, and this is the American thing, that the cultural reference, you get down on one knee, you bow essentially before your wife, and you offer up a ring. Generally and this culturally has shifted over time. It used to be that you offered up just like a band. But now it's like you offer up this awesome wedding ring, or like this awesome engagement ring, so she can show it off.
Which I think at least Kenyans will resonate with that, the kneeling, and it's a culture that has been borrowed.
You guys do it too. You didn't mention that at all.
Yeah, I think that's the part that I forgot. Like before the wedding, you do engagement. You engage her now.
And then you went to her parents.
No, going to a part, like I've already gone to the parents.
And then you got down on one knee when?
Yeah, like now that's before the wedding.
Okay, so you met her parents, you paid your bride price, and then you got down on one knee.
Yeah, you already know she's going to marry you, but like...
Yeah, okay, so that was part of my plan, is that I did not want her to expect a proposal. Because I wanted that surprise and excitement. And I maybe did something that was a little extreme to achieve that goal. Like, she literally thought maybe we're breaking up. Like, kind of picked a fight with her and then flew across the country. Like, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. Like, my wife still kind of is like, why would you do that? Like, but she was very surprised. She was very, very surprised.
Surprising because, like, you're scared, you're worried, you don't know what's coming about. Like, and then you're like, okay.
Now, and again, what I am speaking from is a traditional Christian marriage in the U.S. Okay, there's going to be things that are Christian and things that are tradition, and so we got engaged. My wife started planning the wedding. She made us wait 11 months, which I don't think is wise. Don't even give me this, Mr. 5 years. Get out of here. You be quiet.
I was
5 years, bro. 5 years.
I was like, I talked about 2 months.
Bro, we were married for 3 years by the time you got married. In your relationship. Anyway. So I was, whatever. I proposed at a time of the year that was right after the time she got married. So my bad. So we had to wait 11 months. Now, as far as like, I paid for the ring. It was my grandma's old ring, her diamonds from that. And then we go for the wedding. And before the wedding, you have what we call a rehearsal dinner, where the wedding party gets together and practices the wedding. The pastor runs everybody through stuff, and then you all eat dinner together.
The rehearsal part.
At the rehearsal. And that is the responsibility of the groom's parents to pay for. So my parents paid for that side of stuff. And then the wedding was the responsibility of the bride's parents. So this is like blowing the African mind.
Entire wedding.
Yes. So this is like blowing the African mind.
You'll make many Africans travel to
What? Yeah, they're like, I'm going to the U.S.
I'm going to the U.S.
Yeah, it's crazy in that respect for what now, mind you, When we
Yeah.
got married, I assumed all of my wife's student loans. So maybe my bride price was higher than what you paid because I had to work and pay off all of that debt. Anyway, so her parents paid for the wedding, and then it's my responsibility to pay for the honeymoon.
Oh.
So things are divided up completely differently.
Yeah.
And commonly one of the practices that happens at wedding is there's the brothers or the dad or both will come and tell you essentially the same thing that her uncle had talked to me about before we got is like, and I've done this for not even my sister. I did it for my sister, but also like if there's a girl in my life, like even a very good friend of my wife's that is getting married and maybe she doesn't have a brother or a dad, like that warning will come. That it's like, listen, like this person is very precious and your abuse of her, your mistreatment of her will not go unanswered.
Yeah.
So take care, because I don't care what modern feminist movements say. There is a difference strength-wise between men and women. It's like a great way I've heard it is we're both cups, right? We're both for holding coffee, but there's a drastic difference between an everyday coffee mug and a beautiful handcrafted teacup. Yeah. You can both carry tea. You can both be drank out of. You both can... But one is very delicate and one will be admired and looked at and understood and studied and the other one will just be used. I'll let you guess which one is which,
What are you saying about men?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, we have a function and a purpose and we'll carry it out, Yeah. And so there's this there's a respect and an honor that yes, this person is coming to be your bride, but understand that maybe we will be the hand of God if something is going wrong.
Yeah.
And so her brothers, I think one of her brothers, maybe both of her brothers did that. And there's the whole coming down. At our wedding, we took our first communion together. We had a good amount of bridesmaids and groomsmen. So I think it was 8 and 7. And it was a big wedding for us. We had like 500 people.
That's big.
Yeah, and I was kind of happy to see.
That's big for a Muzungu wedding.
Bro, it was so awesome though. And if I could go back, I would change the way we did it. Still invite the same amount of people, maybe more, and then like have things throughout the week.
Where did you get all these people?
They were friends. Friends, and we had people from college. We had people from our church camps growing up. We had people from our childhood. There was a lot of people that traveled about.
You get to
9
feed
hours.
them or they feed themselves?
Oh no, we feed them. Yeah, it's part of and so.
So now
you feed them.
That's now from like the mothers.
Yep.
Now they feed all those.
Yep.
Ooh. I know many Kenyans. I know you'll be
Now,
thinking.
mind you, it's different when at a Mzungu wedding in the U.S. Somebody is not carrying a plate that is 6 inches or half a foot high or a quarter of a meter high with food that then they will stuff into their bag and take home with them. And the neighborhood comes also and eats. No. It's not that. It's different. So there's just a difference, right? And then we did our wedding ceremony and reception in the same place. Many people will do it in separate. So they'll go to a hall or something for the reception to eat, and they will have their wedding at a church. Again, this is the Christian wedding in the U.S. There are Muslims, there are Hindus, there are Buddhists, there are completely secular. You can go to the courthouse. One of my friends, I went to the courthouse. I was a witness for him at his marriage ceremony at the courthouse. So there's lots of different types. I'm articulating one type, obviously.
Yeah.
And some of the cultural stuff that comes with that. I would say that the wife's family paying for stuff is fading much more. Now it's sometimes even couples themselves will pay for it, which I think is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the purpose of this podcast. We explained the situations, right?
Yeah.
And what you see in that is that Kenyan culture, American culture, they both, especially now more in American culture as it progresses forward, like it's a limiter.
Yeah.
There are inhibitors to getting married. Like, oh wow, you have to raise in Kenya like over $1 million shillings to get married.
Yeah, true. Which is
That's
very
a lot of cash, man.
Yeah.
And imagine if the family said, we're going to take care of these things.
You
And
just,
now, like, what would you do with $1 million shillings now at the beginning of your marriage? Maybe it's because we would be stupid at the beginning of our marriage in the way that we spend money.
yeah, true. And you'll be learning quite a lot.
Wasting a lot.
I think it happens. I think that will come more into the finance aspect.
Yeah. So
it will be interesting.
man, we could almost do a second episode on this because we've explained the two situations and we haven't really discussed all of the things that inhibit us. But we're out of time. What are we at now?
Yeah.
My goodness. So, like, I think one of the biggest inhibitors is that finance side of things.
Yes.
And then as those finances are being played out, that is a weight and a burden on its own. But then you talked about, and I've heard other people talk about, like, it's intimidating, and this is true in America, it's intimidating to go talk to the parents.
It is because you're afraid.
What if they say no? What if they ask me hard questions?
No,
what if they say, you're only a middle-level manager and my wife, my daughter deserves better?
Like in Kenya, it boils down even to tribe. Probably her parents don't like the tribe you're coming from.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard.
Because the stereotypes that come with that tribe. Not because of who you are.
Not because of who you are.
Because of the stereotypes they're assuming that will come with that tribe.
Yeah. I've gone through those experiences and they make something beautiful so very painful and really hurtful. Yeah. So
like, there's a lot of cultural stuff that goes, and here's the thing. I think the talking to the parents and that kind of fear, I don't think that should go away.
Yeah.
Because I think we need to be at a level when we're getting married where we're willing to go through difficult things.
Yes.
Because you're going to fight with your wife. You're going to hit very difficult times, whether it's financially or emotionally, or maybe you discover one of the most devastating things, like that you can't have kids.
Yeah.
You have to be able to face the fear in talking to your wife and supporting your wife through that, or vice versa, through whatever comes, and being able to overcome those cultural things
barriers,
that you're scared of help to prepare you and help to gas you towards the new expectations that are going to be put on you. You're going to be managing your own household.
Yeah.
If you can't go and have a difficult conversation with what could be your potential in-laws, you're not ready for that.
That's true. You're not
ready. What if they say no? You know what? I've talked to people, and there was a very dear friend of mine who he worked for years to try to impress his father-in-law well enough to allow him to marry his daughter. And he wouldn't allow it. So then they got married anyway. So he honored, but then they decided, we're going to honor the wife. Not the mom. We're going to honor what the wishes are of the bride.
Yes.
And we're going to get married. The parents then came in and said, okay. But like, that's a very, very difficult thing to navigate, because the parents saying no can be just racist, like you were talking about. It can be just too high of standards. My daughter will only marry somebody who's making $55 million a year.
Yeah.
It can be that they are pointing out something important that you need to listen to.
Yes.
You can't marry when you don't have a job, dude.
Yeah.
When you can't provide anything. Like, what are you thinking this is? You just trying to have sex? Like, no. Go mature, get a job, be able to provide something.
Yeah.
I'm not saying a mansion in Runda or Beverly Hills or wherever. Be able to provide
something small.
Anything.
At
so
least
if they're saying that, it's like, oh, they just want me to be rich. Like, no, they want you to be responsible.
Yes.
So go and be responsible. And so I think as you as a couple are looking at these things, it's like, okay, what of these things are maybe wicked? They're sinful. We're not going to do that part of our wedding. Like a part of I forgot this part. Before the wedding, maybe a couple days, a week before, they have a bachelor party or a bachelorette party.
Yeah.
Commonly, guys will go to a strip club.
Oh.
That's sinful. Not doing it. So that was not part of mine. We shot each other with paintball guns and ran around and had fun and ate steak afterwards.
And you had a good time.
Yeah, and that was a good time. So there's things where you look at your culture, say, I'm not doing what my culture says.
Yeah, true. And there are quite a lot that I did mention in the Kikuyu culture that like involves sacrifice of animal and all those things. You can't do
That it's like, no, yeah.
You don't do that.
And so it's like, okay, what in my culture am I going to reject? And then what even, like that friend of mine who said, okay, we're going to get married. Like that is very serious to bypass the wishes of a parent about the good, what they think is good for their daughter. I'm not saying, and I don't think anybody, well, maybe some would, that you can't bypass that and say, we're ignoring you. But to say that is significant because you may be cutting off that relationship the rest of your life for you and your wife.
Yes.
And so I think my friend who ended up doing that showed honor long enough that the father eventually was able to see he's worthy.
Yeah.
But if he had gone initially, asked, the father said no, and then they just did it anyway, different result, different
That's
relationship
true.
with that father the rest of his life.
Because like, yeah, he was committed, like to achieve.
A
what
father
he
can
had
come
set
around
himself to.
and either through behavior or audibly admit that they were wrong.
Yeah.
But that's easier to do if you've been honored through the process. If you just flip the guy off and say, well, screw you then, I'm going to go get married, that you've sabotaged the relationship that really could be very beneficial for you for the rest of your life and your kids and your wife.
Yeah, true.
Like that's her dad, you know? And so it's a very delicate process on that type of thing. And I think that in Kenya, in America, people really do look at the finance side of stuff for marriage heavy.
Yeah, they
heavy.
do. Heavily, yeah, true.
5 years for you, right?
Yeah, 5 years for me. And I really wanted to do it early, but I was limited because I could not take care of, because I could not still have, I was still living with my folks. So you cannot go marry and start living with your wife, with your folks. You have to be the man and provide.
So you know what's hilarious about this?
Yeah.
I didn't have a job when I got married.
Wow. Did you get support? Any support?
Pole sana. I had a job. I was a waiter. Which is like,
But like, you know, being a waiter,
and I can work hard. I can make.
There's a difference of being a waiter in the US and being a waiter in Kenya. They are two different things.
Yeah, very much so. And so like I could make decent money, but to me it was like, that's not a job a husband has. That's not how I'm going to provide for my family. I'm not insulting anybody who is doing that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's what I felt inside. So I was late for my wedding rehearsal because I went and applied for a job, and then I worked at that place for 12 years after we got married. Yeah. But initially, I wasn't sure. But then again, I knew that when you're looking for a job, that's your full-time job. You put in applications left and right. You're looking at different options. You're willing to get anything that will provide.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I had that mindset, right?
And I think like when you're saying that, I think there's a point where we'll talk like finances and burdens of men sometimes.
So man, I really think we're gonna have to wrap this episode up. We thank you guys for watching. This is in a good part of the conversation, and I want to hear more from Eric on his culture, and so we're gonna have to do a part 2 of this sometime, where we dive into the cultural
and I think even our
limitations in
viewers
marriage.
think like probably there's something that we're missing out on.
Probably
and I think
100% on both sides. I have missed something in describing a Christian marriage in America, and 100% we have 42 other tribes that haven't been discussed.
Yeah.
But that's really not the focus. We want to kind of set the stage. So I think the next episode of the Unfiltered Conversation will probably be about now the limitations. So we've described what we're talking about. Now we're going to look at those limitations. So we appreciate you guys watching. Blow it up below. There's going to be plenty of people objecting to what's being said or saying we forgot stuff. So let us know that. Help us to learn. Also know that we'll probably ignore some of it, maybe delete it if it's offensive and rude. Just know that part. But we appreciate you guys today.
Please subscribe and tell us what you want us to talk about, like anything that you think we've missed on, or anything that you want us to talk on the next topic that we're going to have. Please just drop us a message and we'll be able to talk about those things.
Sawa. Sante
See
sana.
you.
Oh, the salute was there. It's over.